I went to church on Sunday finally, and that was really cool. I visited Morning Star Community Church here in Salem, and it was really nice. It was good to go to a worship service. It's been, I don't know, since I haven't gone since I've been on the road. It's just been kind of tough. Excuses, right? So, yeah, that was really good, and a few very nice people said hi, and, you know, I had one lady come up to me after the service and say, you know, I don't normally do this, but I was just wondering if you were okay. And I was kind of probably looking a little freaked out at that point, because I had spent my last dollar. So that was like it was kind of a turning point where I was like, that's it. That's all the money I have. And they ended up giving me some contact information for a shelter in the area. And so after church, I went right there just to check it out. And they were super nice. I definitely received a much warmer and friendlier reception here than I did in Portland. And I've mentioned this a couple times to various people, and their response is usually, yeah, well, there's a lot of homeless people in this area, partially because of the temperate weather, I guess one person said. But Oregon, while Portland is very friendly to homeless people, but it has so many homeless people. Even though they offer a lot more help than I've seen in other cities, what help they do offer is completely overwhelmed by the need. So it's actually difficult to get help in Portland. It was easier here, and they explained to me, though, that they are program-based, which means you have to get into a program in order to receive help. So, whereas, like, some of the shelters that I visited in Portland, you can just show up and get a shower for either, you know, a little bit of work. You can barter some labor by sweeping the floor or cleaning the toilets or something like that. But you can just come and go, you know, and get what help you need and nothing else. And here, they want you to live there and follow their schedule. They have curfew. You have to be in at a certain time or they give away your bed. They focus on trying to rehabilitate people as opposed to just, you know, and I agree with this, and I was very impressed by what I saw there. The way that they are kind of they have kind of more of a holistic approach where they, you know, they try to heal and equip and empower, you know, your whole life, not just, oh, well, you need a shower today, we'll give you a shower. But for me, that meant that I would need to sleep in a room. Well, they don't have rooms immediately available. You actually have to sleep on the floor in the day room, which is just like a hard linoleum floor, until a room is available. But if, like, for instance, I decided to sleep in my car, I wouldn't get a room. People who sleep on the floor get first dibs on a room. So, and with my chronic pain, I was very concerned about that. But as the day wore on, and I had signed up, and I was, you know, and they were, again, very welcoming, and they fed me pizza for dinner, and the residents there, the clients, so to speak, were actually really nice, and I talked to them. I really enjoyed having some social interaction for once. And it just felt safe and peaceful, even though you have some people who, you know, are mentally ill. But whereas at other places, things were a little bit out of control. Like, I tried to use the bathroom at the first place I went to, in downtown Portland, and immediately, as soon as I got in the bathroom, people were banging on the door the whole time I was trying to go to the bathroom. just banging and banging on the door. And it was like, this is ridiculous. Like, why would you behave that way? It's just, it made it, with my PTSD especially, it's just very tough to be in a situation that feels on the verge of out of control, you know. And this place felt a lot safer, but it got to be about curfew time, and I couldn't do it. It's not really the sleeping on the linoleum, although I was concerned about being in pain and not being able to sleep all night, because I've been there before. I know what me sleeping on a floor is like, and I know exactly how that's going to go down. So, you know, but still, it's doable. I know, you know, I have pain all the time, whether I sleep on the floor or not. And sleeping in a car is not that much better. But I can pile up the blankets a little bit for cushion, and they wouldn't even let me use my own blankets. The issue is bed bugs. So they used to have like couches and furniture, but they got infested with bed bugs. So now you have to sleep on the floor, and you have to use their blankets. Anyway, what I was more concerned about was sleeping in a room with a bunch of other people. And even once I got an actual room instead of sleeping on the floor, once I got a bed, it's 8 people to a room. And that's normal. And I was speaking to one of the staff members there, and she was kind of like, and I was like, yeah, don't tell me, I know, this is really good for a shelter. Like, it's not that my standards are too high. It's not that I expect to have a room to myself. I didn't even have my own room growing up. I shared my room with both of my sisters. So, it's not really about that. It's that I can't be around all those people and sleep. You know, throughout my struggles with PTSD, my sleeping space has always been a really big issue, and so when I share a room, it's basically my bed, you know, becomes my space. And if I have my own room, then my room is my space. But I become like kind of like a territorial animal or something. You know, I don't like my stuff to be touched. I really, really get upset if I find out that someone has been in my room while I was gone. I ended up having to put a lock on my door when I was living with my family, and I would lock it from the outside every time I left my bedroom. And I can't handle people being in my space. I've even had trouble with people parking next to me when I'm trying to sleep in my car and being too either loud or staring at me or whatever. You know, I feel like people are encroaching on my space. And honestly, I don't want to hurt anybody else. Not that I would stab somebody or something, but I mean, like, I might get upset and start a fight. And, you know, I was just so impressed by that place, and I was so in awe of the sense of peace and safety that they've created there, that I don't want to screw it up. I don't want to be the one who is a jerk. And it was really uncomfortable thought for me. So I finally said, well, thank you for, you know, everything you've done for me already, and I really appreciate it, but I can't stay here. And I was kind of torn up about it, because they would have given me a lot of help to get a job and get to and from my job and stuff until I could get paid and get back on my feet. But I couldn't do it. I just can't. Even now, like, thinking about it really agitates me. Yeah. So, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yes. So you can see how upset I was. I start to kind of shut down. So yeah, as soon as I got back to my car and I found the nearest truck stop and parked at the truck stop, all of a sudden I was like, safe. Like, in my car again, at a dirty old truck stop. This is where I feel comfortable. And, you know, time will tell if my decision was a very poor one, because I turned down some very valuable assistance. But I can go back if I change my mind. But I would like to try to do this my own way, I guess, is the best way to put it.